Miss Mouse says, I love you, Woody.
I love me too, so that's two of us.
Oh dear. Yeah, you can expect nothing else, can you? Nothing less.
Yeah. In fact, can you all leave now so I can make love? Hello there. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Saturday's evening of the Woody Show. Tonight, it's just me and Tracy. So I'll let Tracy introduce herself. So come on in, Tracy.
Good evening. A lot of you know me. I'm Tracy, and I'm the other lunatic who sits here and looks pretty.
Yeah, that's it. That's what we do. I've told loads of people tonight not to watch the stream, not to join in, and not to see what's going on.
Oh, good.
So hopefully they won't. Hopefully they won't. So
yeah, I hope that you told them I haven't got my cleavage out. So
I have told them that I didn't put makeup on.
oh, excellent. Even
Because when you put the lipstick on, I didn't put my own lipstick on, so I've told people that. Tracy, talking about many things as we do, but let's start the evening running. You said you've got a holiday book. Where are you off to?
Scotland.
Where?
Scotland.
Scotland.
Yeah,
So are you ever going to go? Are you ever going to actually go outside of the country? Well, technically, you are going outside of England, but I mean, are you actually going to ever leave the island?
Eventually, I will. I do have a feeling that I want to go to Netherlands, Scandinavia type places, but
Netherlands and Scandinavia aren't the same, you know.
No, but sort of like that area of Europe. You know what I mean? I don't feel like I want to go to Spain or France. I want to kind of like go whoop, over there.
You want to go up?
up and
you want
over.
to go up? Yeah. Scandinavian countries are Norway, Denmark, Finland.
Yep, Sweden. And Iceland. No, right.
Yeah, I know. I've never worked that out, how Iceland can be a Scandinavian country when it's nowhere near the other countries. But there we go. That's modern things for you.
But yes,
tell you what,
I went to Scotland last year. I spent quite a long time because I was caring for my dad, and life things got in the way. I didn't have a holiday. I didn't even have a short break. And last year, I managed to get to Scotland for the first time ever, and I totally loved it. So I was debating on whether to have a little holiday around about this time of year, and it was cost of living and everything. And then last night, after watching last night's stream and after having far too much wine, I was like looking on the website going, yeah, no, this looks really good. I need a holiday. So today I checked it out again and booked it. So it's only a few days, but
right? Sure, it's going to be cold in October. You know that.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely fine. Sorry, I've just gone orange because I just was adjusting my colours there. Yeah, I don't mind it being cold. I don't mind it being rainy. It means that what happens?
You made me go orange.
Yeah, I pressed the orange button.
You pressed the orange button. No, you made me go orange. Look.
Yeah. No, the amazing thing about Scotland is that it does rain a lot.
Did you just start a sentence with yes, no, but?
Yes, no, but.
Yeah, no, but the amazing thing about Scotland, you did, didn't you?
I do all the time. I can't help it.
Okay.
I can't help it because you pick these little things up from other people, and then it becomes part of you, and then yes, no, but comes in. So,
okay.
So the thing is about Scotland is that, or certain parts of Scotland, is that it does rain a lot. It does. It's a bit like Yorkshire. It rains a lot, but unlike Yorkshire,
it's nothing like Yorkshire.
No, Yorkshire rains a lot.
Yeah, but Spain, but Scotland's nothing like Yorkshire.
No,
you keep making these comparisons, right? Like, you know, Holland is not like a Scandinavian country. You don't know your geography, do you?
In weather terms, Scotland is like Yorkshire in the fact that it rains a lot, and pretty much every day. But the difference in weather between the two is that with Yorkshire, you don't get as many rainbows. With Scotland, because there's lochs and water and mountains, you get sometimes multiple rainbows across the same loch. And it was just like, oh, this is so magical. Even if it does rain a lot, I've got a raincoat, so I'm fine.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good. Good. I'm very happy for you. What about in Scotland? You going?
Near Loch Lomond.
Near Loch Lomond. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I've been all over the world, but I've only ever been to Scotland once, and we flew into Prestwick Airport, got a train from Prestwick to Glasgow, had a piss up that night in Glasgow, and the next morning we got a train back to Prestwick. Although we did make a little bit of a stop in Ayr and walked along the beach in Ayr, which was fantastic. But other than that, that's my entire Scottish adventure.
Yeah. No, it's just so beautiful. Certain parts of it. I'm hoping to get out a little bit more than I did last time, because last time I went for the weekend and we'd done Berwick and then gone to Scotland after that, and we saw a few bits and pieces, but I want to see sort of more what's north now. I sort of want to sort of follow the Trossachs and see what I can see. I'm going to do a little bit of Googling before I go, just to see.
Did you just say follow the tropics?
Trossachs.
The what?
Trossachs.
Oh, Trossachs. All right. Okay.
Yeah. No, I do know that there isn't much tropical stuff happening in Scotland. I know that much.
Yeah, okay. All right. Okay.
But,
I'm just check.
yeah, so want to do a bit of exploring. We sort of looked west last time, and I'm going to do that again because there's some amazingly beautiful, secluded, edge of shore beaches, either lochs or seawater and things. So I want to do that again.
Behind me is a Union flag. The rest of the world incorrectly called it a Union Jack. It's not called a Union Jack. It's only called a Union Jack when it's on a ship and it's being flown from the Jack sprit, which is a very small flagpole at the end of a ship. And then it's called a Union Jack. When it's not on a ship and not on the Jack, it's called a Union flag. And I hate it when people call it the Union Jack. And they've been doing it on the news all day today, saying Union Jacks are now flying at full mast. And I'm thinking, no, they're not the Union Jack, that's the Union flag. And normally it's red in the middle, but it's purple. And the reason it's purple is because I found out yesterday that purple is the Queen's official mourning colour, not black like you would think that most things are, but it's purple. So in respect for Her Majesty, who's now passed away, and God save the King, I thought I would have that as a background for a couple of days. I'm not going to go into 10 days of mourning like the rest of the country is, or Prince Charles's, because I've never met her and I didn't know her. Waniac, what's going on in my neck of the world today? Well, if I'm truly honest, right, I'm a bit kinged out today. I watched this morning when the King was actually when Charles III was proclaimed king, and then for the rest of the day, all the television has been doing is repeating that. So every channel that I've looked on, every 15 minutes, I'm watching Charles being proclaimed king. I'm not anti-monarchy. I'm not having a rant about it, but I think it's a bit much. So I've sort of taken a break from television today, and I should go back to watching television tomorrow, unless they start repeating all the things that have happened today. You know, I only need to see it like 3 times in one day, and I get the message. But they seem to have wanted to put it over and over again. I understand why. I mean, it's a big event. I mean, it's probably the only coronation I'm going to see in my lifetime. Saying that, because Charles is 74, so he's the oldest monarch to ever come to the throne. And given that men don't live as long as women, although his father went on to 99 or 100.
99.
99. His father went on to 99. So I'm hoping that he gets. I'm hoping that he gets a good go at it, a good run at it. I mean, in theory, he's got 25 or more years to go.
Wayne says he just wants to see some plastic money, but you're getting some next year, I think, aren't you?
No. They actually stopped that. No, they stopped that.
Oh gosh.
Because it's not happening in America now, Tracy.
Oh, so because I saw, was it last night's stream where you were talking about it?
Yeah, I googled. The night before, I think I googled.
Wasn't it?
I googled, and it was going to happen, and now it's not going to happen.
I think it certainly helped to cut down on counterfeiters.
On
with us having plastic money. I think it's cut down on people being able to do fake money because it's more, plastic's more difficult to reproduce, I guess.
Yeah.
Compared to paper. So yeah, Waniac has just got his plastic credit cards now.
Oh right, okay, yeah. We got them all. They are a real pain. The plastic credit cards. They are a real pain.
They are when you have to pay them back.
That's what I mean. I've got 5 or 6. I can't remember. They are a major pain. They're an absolute major pain when you got to pay them back.
Yeah, we have that as well too, Waniac, but it's not always foolproof because we can check them under UV light, we can do the pen thing and everything like that, but sometimes the paper money counterfeiters were really quite clever, and of course it also relies on the person who's taking the money to remember to do it, and you can't always remember if you've got a long queue, and the manager's going, get them through quicker.
Right.
I just want to have a slight complaint that I'm not enjoying these nights drawing in. It's getting darker earlier, and it felt like today that I got up, sat around feeling tired for a bit, and then it got dark. Just
Okay. Also, I asked Tracy if she could have any A-list celebrity on the show. Who would she choose?
Yeah.
Who did you choose?
I chose Robert De Niro. And I want to. There we go.
And so you did. Hello. You see, look, I can do that. Although Robert De Niro actually has a British accent, which really isn't working that well.
Oh, I should have said Danny Dyer.
Ah, and he's an A-list celebrity, is he?
I don't know, but
yeah, Danny Dyer is up there with Ricky Gervais as being people the Americans would not know who the fuck they were.
I was very much the same as Steve when he says that he's all kinged out today. Yesterday I watched some of the stuff where King Charles arrived at Buckingham Palace with Camilla, the Queen consort. So I watched that, and they were greeting the crowd, and then they went into Buckingham Palace, and I think the King had his first reception with our Prime Minister. And so I watched that, and that was quite interesting. Oh, and the King's speech last night, his very first speech as King, which I found actually incredibly moving. And then today, I did see a bit at about 2:00. It was the replay of King Charles being, what would they call it, when he gets sworn in, and it's not the right thing, but the legal thing that they have to do where he signs the
Proclamation.
paper. Proclamation, thank you.
Anyway, sorry, you're right. Carry on, Tracy, seeing as you're doing the show tonight with Robert De Niro.
Yeah, it's really disconcerting having Robert De Niro looking to the side. Oh, well, that was a full-on facial of poo, that is. It's really weird having Robert De Niro looking to the side and looking at the screen like you do when you're trying to work some things out. It's quite hilarious.
Okay, I'm sorry. No,
it's just hilarious because he's got the same expression as you when you're doing it. Because I know it's your face, obviously. This AI doing it.
Yeah.
His face is moving though as I'm talking. Is he picking me up, or is it just you gnashing your teeth?
I've got my face mapped, or I've got Robert De Niro's facial expressions mapped onto my face. So every time I move my head to the side, or I open my mouth, or I shut my eyes, his face will mimic exactly what I'm doing.
Oh, right. So it was you gnashing your teeth.
Yeah.
Oh, look.
I've mapped all my facial expressions onto Robert De Niro. Because I thought you asked for Robert De Niro today, so I thought I'd be nice and do something nice for you today.
Thanks,
just for a change, Tracy. Because I can.
I'm glad I didn't pick any of the others, because none of the other A-listers would have been particularly anybody that I would want to meet. You know, so and look at them for most of the stream. So
Well, you know, it's just I like to do things like that for you, Tracy.
you like to please. Who are you going to make Mickey when he comes on?
I can't. It's only I can only do it for me.
Oh,
If Mickey wants to do it, he'll have to. I'm using something called Expression Camera, and
right.
it costs about $8 a month. You've got to subscribe to it, and it costs about $8 a month, which I think is about £6. So if Mickey wants to do it, he'll have to do it himself. And all you do, dead easy to set up, Mickey. All you do is you just use the Expression Camera, and then in Skype you use Expression Camera as your camera. I know what I mean.
I could set me up as being Scarlett Johansson. And can you imagine this voice coming out of Scarlett Johansson? That would be great.
It's like I say, Robert De Niro with a British accent is a bit. I really need Michael Caine, don't I?
Hilarious.
I really need Michael Caine, don't I?
Yes.
Yes, that's who I need. That's who I need. I need Michael Caine. So I'm sure I can.
Supposed to blow the bloody doors off.
Yeah, he should have blown the bloody doors off. There we go. Done it.
Oh, that works better.
That's
better.
Does the voice go with the accent now? Does the accent go with the face?
It does. It does. And it actually looks more like
Michael Caine than Robert De Niro does.
Yeah, because Robert De Niro mapped onto your face looked like Robert De Niro was trying to do something weird with his face, but that actually looks like Michael Caine. So.
Okay, so there you go. So I don't know why we didn't think of Michael Caine earlier. The other one is Sean Connery, but Sean Connery's a bit Scottish, isn't he? Now, should I have done? Is the older Michael Caine fine, or do I need a younger Michael Caine?
I think the older Michael Caine's all right because he did. Yeah, he was in some films, or he's been in films like in gangster films and that. You know, I think people will probably know who he is by looking. So, and if they don't, then you can always find the younger Michael Caine. But he still looks like Michael Caine. That's the thing.
That's the important thing. It looks like Michael Caine. So, all the images of Michael Caine, all of him as an old man. Oh, he's obviously famous as an old man. So there we go. Look, you can do your stream with Michael Caine tonight.
See if that actually helps. See if it helps the numbers. Oh dear, that's hilarious. Did you see that stream the other night? Michael Caine was actually on it. That'll get the producers looking at us.
Yeah, there we go. That will do it. My old China. Yeah, Michael Caine with a Cockney accent. There you go.
Well, that's what he was. Like I'm talking like he said. What else did he say apart from I'm supposed to blow the bloody doors off?
He didn't. Yeah, I told you just to blow the bloody doors off.
Yeah. What were I just can't think of any other catchphrases that he said.
No, that's the famous cat. I mean, he's been in the film Zulu and other things, but that's the most famous one, isn't it?
Yeah. That is the one. That is the phrase. Yeah, I'm trying to think of any other little catchphrases and things that people say now, and I can't think of any. So apart from that one.
Yeah, you never know. Something might come to me throughout the screen.
Oh, I'll have a quick Google actually. While you,
have a quick Google.
Michael Caine.
I'm hoping the lip syncing is working. Is the lip syncing working all right?
It does seem to be. Yeah. It's the whole thing's a little bit jerky, but it's doing okay. So, famous line of all time. No, it's Michael Caine. No. But then there's quotes. Then they're quotes. Oh, wait, the most famous one, Steve. My name is Michael Caine.
My name is Michael Caine. There you go.
That's quite threatening.
My name is Michael Caine. You do feel threatening, don't you? So. I don't know why I didn't think of Michael Caine earlier. I should have thought of Michael Caine earlier. So there you go. We're doing. Shall I do the rest of the stream tonight as Michael Caine?
Oh God, just I don't know. I mean, do people want Michael Caine or do they want you?
I don't know.
You'll have to switch between the two. You'll have to switch him on and off every now and then.
Well, I can do that. It's actually a case of I'm switching cameras because I can switch my camera back on instantly. There you go.
Yeah, there we go. Let's see what.
And I can switch him on. Overdo me. So, oops, there you go. So it's a case of I've got two cameras running to do this.
Yeah. It's just bizarre, especially when you look at the camera. When you look at the camera, it's just like Michael Caine is looking at me. Oh dear.
Did that work?
What, the winking? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Freaky.
My name's Michael Caine, and I'm looking at you. I've got to be honest and say that sometimes I get the occasional offer from naked women. They're normally in their 20s, and they normally send me a PM with a picture of them, completely naked, legs akimbo, in high heels. And I sort of feel a little flattered for a few seconds, and then I just think, no, you're trying to scam me out of something, and that's...
Yeah, well, usually what that is that it's either a woman wanting to get your money, like as in sign up for a subscription service so that you can see more, or it's a guy wanting to get your money. So, and it's probably usually a guy. My dad used to fall for these a lot, when, especially sort of, it wasn't so bad when he was younger, but mind you, the internet wasn't around so much when he was younger. He used to fall for these a lot, and he was actually having a kind of like an online relationship with somebody who was in Africa for a while, including all the revolting things that you don't want to think of your dad doing on the internet. And it turned out this guy was this person was a bloke. My brother found out, because my brother's the IT person. My brother worked it out and worked it back, and it was a guy. So my dad was disappointed in that. And then there was more towards the end of his life, there was more and more of these people contacting him and saying, if you pay for my visa, I'll come over and live with you, and I will do sex things with you, and we could have a lovely relationship. And my dad, being lonely and horny because the dementia made him ultra hypersexual, was messaging them back. And the more you message back, the more that the scammers go, that's a working email, we'll send more. By the end, he was getting hundreds of messages from hundreds of different women, and he believed that they all wanted him.
My partner is Welsh, which is why I know a few which is why I know a little bit of Welsh, like diolch. They'll know sort of yaki da and diolch. Diolch means thank you, and diolch and var means thank you very much. In case you wanted to know, Tracy.
There we go. Well, I guess that, but...
And then we say, when they say good night, it's nostar.
Oh, I know that one, yeah.
And good morning is boradar. Yeah, I know this because
yeah.
Yeah, I know this. Whereabouts in Wales are you from? Whereabouts in Wales are you from, Best? I'm going to call you Best because I can't even begin to pronounce your name. Let me just turn this shit off. Hang on.
You'll scare him off.
I'll scare him off. Yeah. Oh, near Swansea. My partner's a Welsh girl. She comes from Cardiff-ish, but she used to live in a village called Dressloin, in the valleys, somewhere near the end of I was about to say something stupid, somewhere near the end of near the end of the M4, in a place called Bridgend. But of course, every other town in Wales is called Bridgend, and if it's not called Bridgend, it's called Penny Bont, which is the Welsh for Bridgend, and it's very confusing. You think I'm joking, don't you, Tracy? No, literally every other town in Wales is called Bridgend, either in English or in Welsh, which is really confusing. When you put Bridgend in your sat-nav, right, I want to go to Bridgend, it scrolls for about a week showing you all the different Bridgends there are in Wales, right? And then when it's done that, it goes through all the penny bonds, all right? There are more Bridgends in Wales than there is cheese in America. All right. It is seriously everywhere in Wales. It's called Penny Bomb, and it is actually a nightmare.
Can I ask, best pal, how did you find us? Where did you find us? Were you browsing Twitch, or did you see a link somewhere? It's always interesting to find how our viewers have found us. Oh, look, see, Michael Caine's found us again.
Yeah, Michael Caine. I told you just to blow the bloody doors off. Oh, he's browsing. Yeah, browsing.
Yeah.
No, it's always,
that's good.
Yeah, it's always, no, those are the best kind. Those are the best kind. I always like people that are browsing. But even he agrees with me. Everywhere in Wales is called Penny Bont or Bridgeend. And the other annoying thing is, right, not only is everywhere called Penny Bont or Bridgeend, but all the road signs, right, direct you through Betsy Coyd.
Did you see what?
They do. They direct you through Betsy Coyd. Whenever you want to go anywhere, right? Say you wanted to go from Bridgeend to Bridgeend, right? The road sign would say Bridgeend that way, Betsy Coyd that way. Because Betsy Coyd is like in the middle of Wales, right? And every road sign says you've got to go through Betsy Coyd.
Yeah, sorry, I was laughing at Best Pal. He said they said I was browsing and I seen this old bloke looking at me on the screen.
I told you I should have used the younger Michael Caine, shouldn't I? Not the older Michael Caine.
No, but you got this person in.
Yeah.
Right, who's that bloody old bloke? Gonna go and see who blew the bloody doors off.
Yeah.
If Mickey joins us in a bit, that'll be two old blokes looking at you.
Oh, he got lost once in Wales. Yeah, I bet you ended up in Betsy Coyd, didn't you?
All roads lead to Betsy Coyd, even if they don't.
They do. I'm not kidding. Every signpost you see, it went to the wrong town. Yeah, you went to the wrong Bridgeend, didn't you? Oh,
hilarious! That's so funny.
Oh no, you think I'm joking, right? This is Wales all over. It does my sad. Yeah, he went to Bridgeend. Yeah, he meant to go to Bridgeend, but he ended up in Bridgeend. Yeah, it's a mistake I've made as well. You want to go to Bridgeend, and you end up in Bridgeend. Yeah. Did you go by Betsy Coyd? Can you see what Besty's saying there? Have a look what Besty's saying. His wife is a Yank. So have you been to Wales, Tracy?
I've been to Wales once, but I'm wondering how much cheese this guy's got in his fridge.
Oh, but yeah. You've got to. All I've got to tell you, all I can tell you is that going from Bridgeend to Penny Bont via Betsy Coyd with a Yank in the car has got to be about the craziest road trip you could ever possibly go on. I can't think of any other crazy road trip you could go on.
Wales is somewhere that I'd like to go to, but
it's gorgeous, especially Snowdonia.
Yeah, well, it's not so high up on my list of wants because, one, I don't, nothing is shown up in my ancestry that I have any Welsh, apart from the fact that I know that Wales is linked with Irish and Scottish migration and Gaelic and everything like that. But I do want to go there. I went there once when I was about 10. And we went to Llangollen, and it was a hotel on the River Dee, so North Wales. And
I know exactly where Llangollen is.
Yeah, they've
got a lovely steam railway there.
I don't remember. There was a bridge called Chain Bridge over the River.
Oh, excuse me.
It's all right. Oh. There was a bridge called Chain Bridge over the River Dee, and the hotel was called Chain Bridge, and it pretty much sort of hangs over the edge, over the river. Oh dear, but it was lovely. But I don't remember a lot about it. And again, it's not. I did think about it when I was booking my Scottish holiday. We were like, well, should we look at Wales? And then I was like, we know where we're going if we go to Scotland, so maybe we'll think about Wales for next year. So it's on my to-do list. But again, it's a similar kind of to-do list as in I want to go to the Netherlands or Scandinavia. So it's kind of about that same amount of importance, which is quite low at the moment.
Well, back to your lack of geographic knowledge, aren't we? The Netherlands and Scandinavia aren't. Oh, never mind.
I know.
Yes, never mind.
They're not near France, though.
Never mind.
I have no desire to go to France. This is how I think about it. You see, I've got no desire to go to France or Spain, but I would like to go to that sort of area over there, going east and northeast. So point me in that direction, and I'll find the Netherlands and Scandinavia.
Well, the only way you'll get that way without going through France, you have to go from Harwich to the Hook of Holland.
Yes.
Otherwise, you've got to go through France.
Yeah, no.
But it's much easier to get into. Whenever I've gone to Holland, I've driven from Calais.
Yeah, see, when I say I don't want to go to France, I don't mind going to France to get to where I'm going, but I've never looked at France and gone, yeah, I'd love a holiday there. I've never had. And Spain, I look at Spain and it's just like, it looks too hot and dusty and quite anglicised in a lot of places. I think the next kind of country, European country that I'd like to go to is Italy, which I know is sort of further down that way. But again,
as Beth said, Spain's nice. Your image of Spain is completely wrong. It's not dusty and it's not anglicised. The only place that's anglicised is Benidorm. Benidorm and Magaluf, right? They are the two places that are anglicised. Yeah. Everywhere else in Spain. Why do you think I learned to speak Spanish? Because
you could go there repeatedly.
Yeah, because the reason I learned to speak Spanish is because, quite simply, when you're not in Benidorm, when you're not in Magaluf, you do need to speak Spanish because it is not anglicised. Ibiza is a lovely little island. I've been away, but I've driven all over that island now, and I'm Ibiza'd out. But it is a lovely island. Oh
no, don't get me wrong. I know France and Spain and everything. You know, I was just going by what we get fed to by the media. I know that there's lovely places everywhere and there's horrible places everywhere. You know, but France and Spain aren't top of my list. I think France and Spain come below Wales for me when thinking of where do I want to go next. But it's so close that I could just get on the Channel Tunnel, can't remember what it's called now, Eurostar, and hop over to France, and then go on. I tell you what, I would love to do is is it the Orient Express where you get on the train and you literally are overground?
Get murdered, yeah.
Yeah, but I'd like to do some Orient Express European journeys, so that type of thing appeals to me because, you know, just the whole sort of traveling train viewing. So maybe soon. American, a shithole, especially.
It's the crazy nights in Ibiza. I bet I can name the town that he did those in. San Ann, wasn't it? It was San Ann. It can only be San Ann in Ibiza. When you're having crazy nights, it can only be in San Antonio, which is the club capital of Ibiza. Nowhere near where I've stayed. I normally stay in a place called Fortinax, which is up on the north of the island. It's famous because that's where the musical South Pacific was filmed. I stay in Fortinax, which is up on the south of the island. But he said some crazy nights in Ibiza. It would have been at San Ann. Wouldn't it best? You know exactly what I know exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly. How old are you guys? Well, Tracy's not a guy. You can probably tell by the breasts. Tracy?
No, not these days. You can't.
Very true. Very true. Very true. Very true. Yes, very true.
I don't mind being called a guy. Honestly, I like being part of the guys.
Yeah, but at least we're not identifying as bananas.
No, I identify as a Lego minifig.
Okay.
That hence why my little avatar is a Lego minifig. That's me. That's me as Lego minifig. Anyway, I'm 50. Actually, I'm nearly 51, but we don't tell anyone that. And Steve?
I'm 62, nearly 63. I'll be 63 at the end of the year. But there's three of us that normally stream, except one of us is having the night off tonight because he's like really old, and he's 66. Right, 22. We can relate to younger people. We've watched Pornhub.
Yep. We are down with the Pornhub guys. Down with the guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm on Reddit, so I'm down with the youngsters.
Yeah. And I'm on TikTok, so I'm well down with the youngsters like that. Me
Yeah.
and the youngsters are like that.
Yeah. I don't know what that means. Yeah. I don't know what that means. Yeah. Yeah.
I never watched Pornhub. They took all the good videos off. No, they took all the videos off that didn't have permission from the people who were starring in them, which meant all the voyeur stuff went to, like, the actual voyeur stuff, and all the beach stuff and upskirt stuff on trains and things like that. So all the ones who hadn't consented to their image being online. Don't ask me how I know that. But yeah,
I'm going to ask you how you know that. Actually, how do you know that?
No, I just keep up with the industry news, don't I? But yeah, so yeah, Pornhub and related sites like that. No, I agree that a lot of the good stuff did go, but unfortunately, a lot of the good stuff, the ladies, most of the ladies and some of the men, a lot of the men, you know, whoever, a lot of the performers, there we go, a lot of the performers weren't actually consenting to be up there. So some of it could have been revenge porn, some of it was like proper voyeur porn, which voyeurism is actually an offence in Britain. So although they do need to take it a little bit further, because it's not quite illegal to take photos of people's panties up their skirts yet, I think. So that might have
You've
changed.
certainly done a lot of research into this, Tracy. I must be honest. You've certainly done a lot of research into this.
Yeah, the upskirt ones.
The upskirt ones are disgusting.
Yeah, no, the upskirt ones. I remember that being in the news. I can't remember when, a year or two ago.
Yeah.
And basically, they didn't write a law that said that it was illegal to do this stuff, and so I think it was something like the guy that had been doing it got off because there wasn't this law and they couldn't change it. And so I was quite outraged with that, because it's like, we all have children, children, sisters, aunts, mothers, friends, you know, females who are vulnerable to this and shouldn't be. So and we need laws that. So I'm just very strong on things that, you know, women don't need protecting, but we do need some laws to protect us, and we shouldn't. And it pisses me off. Never heard of them. What the laws, the upskirt laws. I went onto a rant there. I need to write down what I was just writing then. Ranting. See, look, I can't do two things in one go.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, the football's been cancelled with all this royal stuff going on. Well, I've got the flag up in the background. In respect, but I must admit, Bess, I got a bit kinged out this morning when I watched King Charles III was proclaimed king. And then they were repeating it on two of the terrestrial channels every 15 minutes throughout the day. And it started to get a bit much, so I decided to take a break from television today, and I'll go back to watching it tomorrow. I support West Ham. I'm an East Ender. I was born in the East End of London, so I support West Ham.
And I don't support a local team, but always England. When it comes to the Euros and the World Cup. And we've had many a discussion about this recently. I'm also now supporting the women's England team, because they're absolutely bloody brilliant. And I didn't even know one existed. I didn't even know one existed until about a year ago. So I support England all the way. Oh, that's brilliant. Good. They say I was in the pub when it happened, and everyone started singing. Yes. What, Sweet Caroline? Dun, dun, dun.
I think he's referring to the death of Her Majesty.
Well, everyone started singing.
Yes, I think that's what he's referring to. I could be wrong.
What are you referring to? And what did they start singing? It was when the Queen died. Bloody
hell. See, I was right. Yeah.
Yeah. they start singing then? God Save the King. Not Sweet Caroline, obviously.
No, that's.
I have to say that we on Thursday us three did do a very reverent, somber live stream, and it's still, if you look at the video section, it's still there for you to be able to watch. And we didn't piss about like we normally do, and like I am tonight. So while I'm making jokes and things, we did mark it. God Save the Queen. Oh, that's lovely. They were singing God Save the Queen.
Bit like she was dead. Oh, that's something. That's something. They put the price of a pint down. That's good. That's good. The prices of pints are getting, unless you go into a Wetherspoons, the prices of pints are getting a bit expensive, aren't they? Getting really expensive.
They were anyway in certain places. I mean, you go to some Young's pubs, and you're looking at like over £6 a pint.
£6 a pint where I live for Foster's in a Young's pub. That's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah,
absolutely
ridiculous. It is ridiculous. And you know, I know they got to make money and everything, but you know, say I buy a nice bottle of wine to me is about £9 or £10. That same bottle of wine in a Young's pub is like, well, you know, a similar bottle of wine in a Young's pub is 30 quid. 30 quid.
Yeah.
When you can buy the same bottle in a Wetherspoons for so if I'm paying £9 in a Wetherspoon, it's about £11.50. Now I don't mind paying that little bit extra.
I can't remember if I had. I can't remember if I've got Wetherspoons down in West. I have. Yes, I have, because I went to one in Merthyr. So yeah, because in Wetherspoons there was one in Merthyr. So Wetherspoons are actually quite cheap. They're about £3.50 a pint here. So probably about £3 a pint. Yeah, £3 a pint. So there you go. So he was in a Spoons then. Because that's what they charge for a pint, not like a Young's pub, which, as you say, is an absolutely ridiculous rip-off. It's unbelievable how much they charge for alcohol. But I like Wetherspoons. Although I'm afraid to say that in some Wetherspoons, not all Wetherspoons, in some Wetherspoons, you do get some as rough as fuck punters in. You do get the dregs of society, only in some of them, but not all of them. And mate, that rattling's really going through me, Tracy. What you rattling?
I moved a bit of paper.
Yeah, don't forget it's right by your mic.
Yeah. Sorry, I've lost something, so I'm going to have to carry on with it lost. Near me, this is going back probably 25 years. There used to be a working man's club, and then what happened was a Wetherspoon was built, and then the working man's club closed because they obviously couldn't keep up with. There was a couple of working man's clubs quite close to each other, and one of them just couldn't keep up with the business, losing business. So they closed, and all their dregs customers moved over to the Wetherspoons, and you could totally tell it was just, you know, and you could just totally tell the clientele was shifting and changing. It's just sorry, that was me rattling again. There we go. I go football and it's getting bad again. Everyone is scrapping at it again. So the police are raising the price of a pint on match days so people don't get pissed. But is that going to do much? I mean, people pay like a £5 for a dry bun with one bit of bacon in it. So, you know, they have a captive audience. If you're in there, you're going to pay it. Or you go for a big old drink up beforehand. Try not to act pissed as you go in, and then tank up afterwards as well. So, oh, that's a young'un when he was gorgeous.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Who is this dude you turned into? This is Michael Caine.
Yeah.
And he was, gosh, that's a point. Yeah, a lot of the young'uns won't know who he is, even if he's old. He was very famous. He's quite old now, but I mean, he's been in many films. If you look up Michael Caine, you might have seen some of his older films before and not realised. Don't look him up in Jaws though. He was in something like Jaws 3 or Jaws 4, and it was dire. But he didn't care. He wasn't embarrassed about that at all. He said, "You should have seen the paycheck that I got." No, he said, "You should have seen the house that I bought with the paycheck." So he didn't care that it was a bad film. He just was happy that he got paid.
Yeah.
Well, Best Pal says I had bottle wax across my face and my nose was hanging off. When was that? Ouch. That's not nice. And the only good Caine is Harry Caine. Yeah, but I don't think Harry Caine could act as well as Michael Caine could. Likewise, I don't think Michael Caine could play football as good as Harry Caine can. So, but yeah, obviously I've seen him playing football for England. When you were at football, oh, yeah, ouch. Oh, I see. Right. So when was this then? And I hope you've recovered or are recovering, because that's not good. Were you playing or were you a spectator? Just either way is not good.
Klein 643 there asked me what beer I'm drinking. I'm not. I'm drinking water. I don't drink beer all the time. If I drank beer every time I streamed, I'd turn into a raving alcoholic. What's the best brand beer? Well, my favourite beer is a beer that comes from the Norfolk area of the country called Woodford's Wherry. That's my favourite beer because I like real ale. So I haven't actually got a favourite or best beer. If I'm given a choice of a draft beer, it's Woodford Wherry. Welsh Bombardier is a nice beer as well. That's one that I have occasionally. If I had to say what the best brand beer was, my local brewery from Faversham in Kent, they do something called Spitfire, which is absolutely gorgeous, and I like Spitfire. So I hope that's answered your question. But if I'm in a pub, I'll go for whatever's on draft. You know, it's like if I look at their selection of real ales, which is normally no, Klein. Only Charles has to apply for a passport with Charles's photo in it. Sorry, right. When I apply for a passport, I apply for my photo in it.
I was going to answer that, but I was laughing too much, and you got there before me.
Yeah. I don't actually think there's a photo of the Queen in our passport. There isn't a picture of the Queen in our passports.
No, I can check that for you now, actually.
How have you got a passport if you've never left the country?
I needed it for doing the film and TV work. What happened was people stopped hiring, companies and jobs stopped hiring people if they couldn't prove that they were either a British citizen or they had the right to work in the UK. So obviously the best way to prove that you're a British citizen is to get a passport.
I don't think it's got a Queen's watermark on it. It's got the Royal Dragons. It's got the Royal Lions.
Yeah, it hasn't at all. It's got an England map at the back, not a map, but like an England.
Britain. It's the map of Britain.
Yeah, sorry, Britain. Yeah, I said England.
You'll offend the Scots and the Welsh. You'll piss them right off.
I know. No, it's got various scenes, like line drawing scenes around the place, and a picture of me, and it actually says, so that's the front of the passport, and it actually says inside it says, Her Britannic Majesty's Secretary of State requests and requires in the name of Her Majesty all those whom it may concern, etc., etc. So it mentions Her Majesty, but you don't have to reapply, and certainly not with Charles's face. And you don't want to see my passport picture because Jesus Christ. The watermark thingy on the passport. Hold on. Watermark. No.
Klein, no, the monarch doesn't need a driving licence or a passport. Apparently, I agree with you there. I don't think that either does there. Welsh Bombardier is found sporadically at only a few places. That's in the States, yeah. But yeah, Welsh Bombardier is a nice beer. I do drink that occasionally.
Updating passports are annoying, says Best Pal. not had to update mine yet. My very first passport I got in 2014, so it's due to be renewed, obviously, in about 2 years' time. And I can imagine that it's every bit as annoying as when you first apply. Because I remember I had to have a face-to-face interview, and then they went through all these questions. Where was your dad born, and everything like this. I know they have to be thorough, and then you've got the massive, great big long wait, potentially long wait, to see whether you've actually ticked the correct boxes. Why did he choose to go with the name Charles, given the previous 2 Charles were pretty shitty? He could have adopted Arthur as his kingly name. Well, he may well have wanted Charles to just sort of have his own legacy, like to actually not be a shitty Charles. And given that he's been Charles for 70 odd years, he may well have just gone, you know what? I'll take it. Best Pal says, I find mine quite easy, but my wife has to send it to the States, so I don't book a holiday until I got my passport and hers. Yeah, no, I can imagine. I can imagine that it's all a pain in the backside having to do all that. But yeah, we did speculate, Klein, about what name that he might take on for himself. I wondered whether he might have taken on like his father's name or even his grandfather's name in honor of those. But he's his own man, and he's gone his own way, and hopefully continues to go his own way and mark his own path. So,
Indeed.
Talking about them, actually, all the shitty things that are being said, like across the the Twitterverse and stuff like that. Apparently, the one of the things that I saw was the Queen herself stole the jewel from the crown from Africa. The Queen herself did that, and she should give it back right now. No, not she should, but they should give it back right now. Apparently they used children to hunt tigers with when they were in India or something, which that has actually been disproved, fake news and that, but the conspiracy theorists still believe it. And just some of the weird and wonderful things that I've seen about the Queen and the royal family the last few days. It's getting more and more sort of, it's like people trying to outdo each other on the worst conspiracy theory. He has Arthur as one of his names. He could have had nice rebranding like a corporation. Could have done, yeah. Arthur's a very strong name. Yeah, but I don't want Charles on my money. Tough shit. Oh, we're not going to be seeing more money. Well, apart from the cost of living crisis, everything's going pretty much digital now, isn't it? So, but a lot of people are saying that, though. It's funny, actually, because my sister said, I don't want Charles on my money. And I was like, well, it makes not a lot of difference. It still gets spent the same way. King Paul's EP, we bow down. It weirds me out that if I put money in my back pocket, Charles's face would be rubbing up against my ass.
It could be worse than that, Best Pal. If you think about it, right? Australia has the Queen of her head of state, so they've got to redo their currency as well. Imagine if they chose Rolf Harris.
Excellent. Klein said Charles once said he wanted to be the tampon that's used by his mistress. Well, he now is, because he married her.
Yeah.
That ass comment reminded me of that, yeah.
I actually think that's quite disgusting when you think about it, isn't it? When do you use a tampon?
Yeah, well, it's what do you use a tampon for?
Exactly, so he wants to,
He loved so much that he wanted to be that close to her, so... Yeah. I just glanced down. I was looking at my cam at the time, and I glanced down, and you had that face on. I don't know. I mean, it could have been worse. He could have said that he wanted to be his mistress's pile suppository. I mean, that's worse.
I don't know how long we'll be king. I reckon we're only going to get about 10 years, you know.
Yeah, that's what I think.
I think about 10 years, because I mean, 74 is no spring chicken.
Well, I mean, he has pledged that he would, you know, like he would do the work for as long as he lives. His God that God graces him his life. But we might not get more than 5 or 10 years out of him, and he may well feel completely different once his health starts really, you know, getting into elderly ailments and things. He may well go, I'm too knackered for this. William, it's your turn. You mad midget. Oh, is that you saying you want to come in?
I beg your pardon.
That's what I will. That's what I meant. That's what I was. What's up, folks? Sorry, He apparently absorbed the title of Duke of Edinburgh in his kingly self and refusing to give it to his younger brother. Well, it should be Andrew, shouldn't it? And probably
Persona non grata.
the you know, what with the scandals that have happened with Prince Andrew, it's probably as best that he doesn't give it to Andrew. Yay, sandwich! What's in the sandwich? I hope it's cheese. Although I do have to flick through it and clip it up, but
What did I tell you? /marker.
No, I don't. Honestly, I don't know until the next day what's funny, what works. Last night watching it, there were a couple of instances where I was like, yeah, that's probably going to work as a clip. But actually sitting here doing live on stream, I can't tell because I'm not always looking at your face. I'm not always looking at what's going on the rest of the stream.
Why aren't you looking at my face? What's wrong with my face?
Your face is not the camera. So I'm talking to this talking to this person here. I'm talking to that person right there. Let's see if I can get her. This person right there. I'm talking to that person. Hello. But if I'm looking at your face, it's down there. And
what do you mean my face is down there? That sounds really... You're back to Pornhub again, aren't you?
I am.
Yeah.
I am. No. Yeah, but if Charles and William both passed George, he would be king at 9. Yeah, but then there would be this has happened before, and what happens is there's somebody within the royal family gets appointed as guardian of the throne or some guardian of the crown until they turn 18.
Edward is the Duke of Wessex.
Younger brother who is still not a Duke. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So I don't understand why he's not going to give Duke of Edinburgh to Edward then.
Yeah, Edward's the Duke of Wessex.
Lovely. We would have a 9-year-old king. Yeah, we would have a 9-year-old king. But there we go. Klein has explained it. There would be a regent appointed, and I'm guessing that it would be Boris Johnson in that case. No, isn't it usually somebody from the royal family? I can't imagine that it would be Boris Johnson because he's a politician, and the politicians and the royal family generally, although they are like that, they're not, you know, they're not one and the same thing. Edward is Earl of Wessex.
Oh, right, okay, whatever. No, I like it. I'm quite happy. I'm quite happy the Americans know more about our royalty than we do. Keeps their minds off cheese.
They're taught the royal family at school not to stop them from masturbating. It's to keep their minds off of cheese.
Yep, that's it. Yep, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they probably would, Klein. That's what I'm saying. They probably would, and half of the country would explode with indignation about that. But a lot of the problems with the Harry and Meghan thing is media led, and also a lot of the like there was a headline today. I've seen what you said there, Klein. I'll come back to that. A lot of the headlines today, one of the headlines that I saw today was something like King Charles told Harry not to bring Meghan to Balmoral. So that makes it sound like Charles is like, I don't want that woman here. What actually said, when you read the article, it was, William's not bringing Kate, so please don't bring Meghan, because it needs to be close family only. But that's not what the headline said.
You can go negative if you like, Klein. It wouldn't really bother me, and I don't think it will bother Tracy. But I don't think 2 days after the Queen's death, going on the internet and going negative about the royal family is not something I'd want to be doing. Is it you, Tracy? It makes it. It comes across as really bad.
Give us a week, or maybe wait until after the funeral, and we'll be up for it. Honestly, we love debating.
I'm just going to get some more water. I'll be back in a second.
We like opposite points of view. We like being able to, have a little bit of a sort of a toss around in an argument, and why you're wrong and why we're wrong. We love all that, but it's just a little bit close, a little bit close to it. That's really weird. Why has that suddenly come? Yeah, we don't want to see the mess on my shelf. We got lots of good cheese. Yeah, we've heard. Klein 643, we wouldn't have. Oh, sorry. Best Pal says we wouldn't have Meghan as queen. A riot would happen. Yeah, we wouldn't have Meghan as queen. And Press wants to milk the whole situation to get clicks. Oh yeah. It's total clickbait. And it also stirs up the bad feeling about the Meghan and Harry situation, when really all that's happening is that, okay, she can be a little bit of a she's an actress and can come out with some things that people like, oh, it's all about her. But the media really does milk it and move things around, like the one with the other week where she apparently said that something or other was like when them moving to America was like when Nelson Mandela was freed. Now, people actually spoke to the guy that she apparently said this to, and he doesn't remember her saying it. So the media has got this from somewhere. Not saying she didn't say it, but the actual person that she apparently said it to has no recollection of this conversation. So American cheese is basically plastic. Yeah.
Yep. We've discussed it. We've discussed this many times. The more orange it is, the better it is.
No,
but then I'm not really a royalist. I'm not. It's funny. Everybody assumes that because we're British, Hi,
Alex.
Yeah. This is Alex. This is what I call my cheese shirt. All right. Just remind me of what American cheese is like. So. Yeah. So that's what it's about, Alex. It just reminds me of cheese. In truth, is the reason I've got an orange shirt is because of the background, so that it doesn't set my green screen. I'm using slightly different green screen software to Tracy and that, so it doesn't set my green screen off. You didn't know that, did you? Right, let's bring them in. There's Tracy, and there's Mickey. Let's.
Mickey's
yeah, I know. And Mickey, I hope you're doing that with some KY.
Doing what?
I hope you've got some KY there, Mickey. Right, I'm just organising the screen. Bear with me for a second.
I think Mickey's not knowing what the hell's going on. No, Mickey's here now.
Yeah, Mickey's here. He was behind you, Tracy.
No,
which is why I said. Which is why I said I hope you're doing that with some KY. There we go. Right.
I know. No, I know, Steve. I've acknowledged all that. And Klein said, "Is Mickey out today?" And I said, "No, Mickey's here now."
Yeah. Mickey's always looking confused. That's his natural state.
I'm always confused. I never know what's going on from one day to the next. Good evening, people. I bet you missed me, didn't you? Don't all shout at once, please.
Yeah, we all did. Did you recover from last night's stream? Because that was a really, really good stream.
Oh, it was a corker last night. Really had some fun last night, yeah.
I said it really did come through the screen. I know I wasn't, I was watching it and I was writing down the list of subjects as I was going along. And I was laughing and I was, kind of like cheering at the screen. And there was Andrew like saying stuff as well. And he was on his phone typing. It was really, really good. And so I need to go through it yet and clip it up because I was very tired after that.
I'm tired tonight. The wife's had me dragging around Norwich all day shopping.
Oh, Jesus. I once got lost in Norwich.
It's all uphill, Steve. Everywhere you go is up fucking hill.
I parked in a multi-storey car park, and for the life of me, I couldn't remember which multi-storey car park I parked in. It took me ages to find my car again. And you know exactly that problem, don't you?
I do, yeah. I mean, there must be 4 or 5 multi-stories dotted around the city centre, yeah. But yeah, and yeah, spent the whole day shopping. Came home with a pair of trainers for her and some fucking socks.
Oh. Did you manage to get any lunch out or anything?
I did actually, but
sorry,
we went on
sure
the
you
market.
lined up.
We went on Norwich market, and all I had was a bacon and egg bap.
Oh.
But it was the size of a tea plate. It was fucking huge.
Sounds awesome.
That was awesome, actually. Yeah, a bit of tomato sauce chucked on it.
Oh, yes.
Heinz 57 varieties, of course.
Yeah.
You got questions, Mickey?
Oh, what? What's in the cup you're having? Whiskey? No, it's not whiskey. It's a cup of tea. If you'd been here Thursday, you would have seen me drinking alcohol because I had a glass of brandy for the Queen on Thursday night. But no, I don't drink very often. I tend to fall over when I do, so I try to. But look, you can see it's tea. It's tea, yeah.
How did you get these throw things at the screen working?
Well, what you have to do, right? If you click on it,
Yep.
Yeah, I had to allow it to access my. I don't know if it's just.
You got to give it permission. Hang on, I'm going to fart. Hang on.
Yeah, I had to give it permissions. I had to give it permissions
No,
to identify my Switch ID.
Yep.
And then you have to buy them.
Best pal says, "What's everyone getting up to tomorrow?"
Me, absolute jack shit.
I'm
having a lazy. Right?
My daughter and my grandchildren are coming around tomorrow. I've got to have what you don't know best. You might know. I've got cancer. I've got cancer called follicular lymphoma, and I begin chemotherapy next Friday. And once I go on the chemotherapy, I'll be very immunocompromised. I've got to keep away from people, so I'm going to be effectively ending up in jail, away from family and friends from Friday next week. So over the last couple of weeks, I've all my kids. I've got 4 kids. I won't get better, unfortunately. It's an incurable cancer, but you didn't know that before you said that. But if I told you it was incurable, you wouldn't say. You'd be surprised, actually, how many people I tell it's an incurable cancer, and they say get well soon, and they wonder why I want to punch them. Yeah, I know, insensitivity or what, but I didn't tell Turf there that I have got cancer. So anyway, I end up in a jail for the next 6 months, where realistically I've got to keep away from my family, not so much my children, but my grandchildren. They're all of an age where they're at kindergarten and junior school, where infections run riot. I mean, they've all just got over chickenpox, and chickenpox is very dangerous for somebody that's immunocompromised. So over the last couple of weeks, all my children have come round, and it's my youngest daughter's bringing her 5 children round tomorrow. So that's my day. That's my day anyway. I'm just watching Alex's issues with his beard. So have you shaved your beard off completely, Alex? That's the question.
He may well have had to. If it's like that, and it's like.
But the more important question is, Mickey, did you sort your microphone out?
Does it sound better, or am I quieter, or what?
No, did you move it?
Well, that's why I'm asking you. Am I quieter?
No, you sound quite good,
well, it's
actually.
all right then. It's all right where it is then. I shan't move it anymore.
Okay.
This is what you're getting, and you'd be happy with it. Sounds like you're playing the banjo or something.
But Alex has lost his beard. You look like me now, dear Alex, like a billiard ball. So Look like a billiard ball now, like
Best
me.
pal
So
said it-
yeah.
best-
We'd be twinsies,
best
yeah,
pal
we'd be
said it-
twinsies, yeah. Let me take my glasses off. Are we twinsies now? I can't see fuck all. Are we twinsies now?
Best pal says I'm going to the dog rescue centre to pick up a dog. You just go to a local disco here.
I was just about to say that. You go to a local Wetherspoons here.
Oh.
Local Wetherspoons here and you pick up a dog.
Oh. You're not getting a badum-tish for that.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh. But the important thing is, Mickey, we've got it so that you can throw things at the screen.
Yeah.
I thought you'd like that. Earth to Planet Mickey.
I think he's.
Yeah. Sorry, I was looking. I'm trying to download the expression cam shit, and
Oh, right, okay.
it's hung.
Okay.
It's hung at the minute.
Okay. Oh.
It's hung on about 1%.
What dog are you going to pick up? Best. I don't have any. I had dogs, but I don't have any. I don't have any dogs at the moment. A2 at 10. 10 is a 10 at 2. Have you got a clue there, Tracy?
A 2 at 10 is a 10 at 2. Sorry, Alex. Lost in translation there.
Yeah, lost in translation there. And I'm only drinking water, look. And it's really cold water. Look, you can see the condensation that's formed on that bottle. Look at that, look. That is really cold water. That's 2 degrees.
Oh, mine's not that cold.
So I'm a bit lost there, Alex. I'm sure it'll mean something.
Clubs
Sure,
and
it'll
dogs.
Clubs and
Oh,
dogs.
so a 2, someone who you would say is a 2 at 10 o'clock becomes a 10 at 2 a.m.
Yeah. What dog are you going to pick up best? I'm getting a greyhound and I'm going to teach you how to race. Well, what, they already know how to race.
They will do if they're at a rescue centre. See, the thing is about, from what I know about greyhounds, is that a lot of people.
They got fucking nice buses.
a lot of people they get a greyhound thinking that this is going to be great, but they take a lot of work and a lot of walks because of the fact that they are so athletic. And then people go, I can't cope with having to walk them 14 miles a day, and then they end up in rescue centres. So, or they've been a greyhound racer, and once they come to the end of their useful life of racing and earning money, they end up at a greyhound a thingy centre. Yeah, going to get it faster apparently. Too shit to be on the racetrack. Oh, okay. Well, treat it well. I'm sure you will. Do like it when dogs. I like a happy dog. I do like a happy dog, whether it's a working dog or a racing dog or whatever. When that dog's happy, you just bloody know about it.
My dog's always happy.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes, you've seen my little pup.
I have.
Ah, he's a farmer, so he's got the space. Well, there you go. That's the important thing there, then. Got the space.
Exactly.
Exactly, we got the space, yeah. Do you actually teach it to race by running against it?
No, I know, but I mean, just the thought of a human, like.
You do that again?
No, a human running along holding a stuffed rabbit.
Can you do that again? Just checking.
Yeah, I was checking as well.
Yep.
I was going.
I'm surprised, Tracy, you don't give yourself black eyes.
Oh, it's practice.
Have you just turned your light off, Mickey? Yeah. You turn it back on again. You keep going in and out of shadow.
That's this fucking camera thing you told me to download that's doing it.
I didn't tell you to download it. I told you it's what I was using.
You told me to download it and I'll behind it and have a fag.
You can, yeah. When you got it on, here you can have a fag. Yeah. I'm going to get a dead rabbit, strap it to a massive remote control car, and speed it down the field. Hey. Find an old tennis ball shooting machine and face it into the field. Teach it to chase the balls. Right, okay. I like the remote control. I like the remote control idea. In fact, I'll tell you what. Go one better and strap it to a plane and confuse the fuck out of the dog.
I think you should be firing merkins out the old tennis ball machine. That'll chase them, wouldn't
That's
it?
funny.
Did he say merkins?
Huh?
Yes.
Yeah, merkins. You know what a merkin is?
Of course I know what a merkin is. It's a fanny wig.
Well, to fire them out the tennis ball machine, that'll go running after because it's fucking hairy, isn't it?
Yeah.
I thought a merkin was somebody who lived in America.
No, that's American.
A merkin is a female genital wig.
I know what it is. It's just that's how George W. Bush used to pronounce American.
He pronounced them merkins, yeah.
Yeah.
Us Americans.
What's happened to Klein? Klein's disappeared. After we told him not to. After we told him not to be naughty about the royal family, he went. Oh.
No, please don't do that. Not until after we put the old girl in her crypt with her husband and her parents. Please don't do that. No.
Oh, you saw it. Yeah, it's it's a. That's all we ask, isn't it, Mickey?
I've seen a lot of shit on Facebook about that.
Oh,
Some bloody professor in America saying she hoped she had a slow and painful death.
Oh yes, the one that. Let's see if I can get this right. I'm glad. I see that the monarch of a thieving, raping, genocidal empire
Yeah.
has died. I hope she died in excruciating pain.
That's the one.
Yeah, I saw that one. I didn't want to tell her that she was talking about things that she went on to say about her family being torn out of their country and torn apart. And I didn't really have the heart to tweet and say, look, everything you're talking about, everybody that was involved in that died over 200 years ago. Yeah. I will acknowledge that is part of our past. I'm fucking not going to apologise for it. I am not going to apologise for things that happened before I was born.
It's like I was saying earlier, that I've seen on Twitter people saying that the Queen herself stole that diamond from Africa. The Queen herself went to Africa, stole that diamond and put it in the crown.
But I was understood that the African nation involved actually gave it.
Yeah, I understood that as well.
Apparently she went over there and she fucking mined it herself and stole it and ran away with it.
I take it that stupidity.
Was she like Raiders of the Lost fucking Ark or something?
I take it that stupidity, Alex, that stupidity with that is.
I can just see the old Dutch with fucking Lara Croft go digging up freaking diamonds in Africa, for Christ's sake. You
said that, I had a vision of old Queenie, like dressed as Harrison Ford in that, running away from the rolling
yeah. Alex is apologising for that stupidity. I take it that made the news over there as well. She was having a fight with Jeff Bezos, wasn't she, Mickey?
Yeah. Old Bezos was sticking up the old Queen.
Yeah, college professors in US are, yeah. And the thing is, all right, I think if you talk about slavery, right, and enslavement, I mean, arguing with Jeff Bezos is the modern equivalent of a slave trader.
What people forget is, right, that what about the Irish slaves in the Middle East and all that back in the day, and they forget that the early slaves were actually white in the Middle East and things, you know. So I mean,
being traded by the Middle Easterns and Saudi Arabians and people like that, and that's sort of how the slave trade started. Which it was them trading people.
I mean, nobody ever should be traded as a slave. Nobody ever.
No, I agree.
That should never happen to anybody. But like you say, I wasn't here. I could do nothing about it. So I've got nothing to apologise for.
I will acknowledge it. I will acknowledge it, but I will not apologise for it. I'll not apologise for it.
I'll acknowledge it. And obviously, but I mean, Queenie was responsible for stopping a lot of crap around the world. You know, she went. You know, it just. I keep calling her Queenie. Her Royal Highness.
Her Majesty.
Elizabeth. Her Majesty the Queen.
I call her Queenie as well, though, and I don't actually mean that.
I mean, that's a term of endearment.
Yeah, I don't. Exactly. I don't mean it in a kind of in any kind of horrible way. We've said Queenie. We've always said Queenie, and Queenie's also like a pet name, and also was a woman's name for not very popular now.
But the thing is, Tracy, you've got to look back at what lack of choices has said. All right.
Yeah.
These are this woman that came out with this rant and hoped the Queen died in excruciating pain. Mickey, you've gone into shadow again. This woman that died in excruciating pain was a college professor. And if that's the level of college professors' intellect, it's actually frightening. The American, if that's what a college professor is like in America, not even understanding the basics of history, that actually frightens me about the rest of their education system. So that's a bit strange, right? The Crown also stopped the slave trade and destroyed the slaver camps up and down the African coastline. Yeah, we did. We did. We led. We got rid of slaves almost 100 years before America did.
Right. I can't download that program because that needs me to close Skype to do so.
Well, you can download it. You just can't use it.
Yeah, it wants to close down Skype. So.
Oh, all right. That's okay. Do you want to go and close? Do you want to leave Skype and then let me know when you're back?
I shall do it for tomorrow's Monday's.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, fair enough. I forgot about that. Yeah, mine asked me to do it as well.
It needs to integrate itself with Skype. So.
Yeah.
Carry on, Steve. What Alex has said. I can see what you said, best pal. We'll get to you in a sec.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that we actually led the abolition of the slave trade. We got rid of slaves 100 years before America did. However, we got rid of the slaves in this country. We still kept supplying America with slaves, but we were never even the leaders in the slave trade. The Dutch were. They were the worst ones. The Dutch and the Portuguese. But somehow we ended up getting the blame for that. So history is rewritten in funny ways, especially in America. And I mean, I kid you not, right? That I do remember picking an American tourist up from the airport once. It's a true story. I picked her up, and it was July the 4th, and she said to me, "Do you people over here celebrate July the 4th?" And I was stuck for an answer. I couldn't believe that she'd actually answered that sort of dumb question. So I thought about it for a few minutes, and I said, "Yes, we do, but not for the same reasons that you do." But to actually ask me if we celebrated July the 4th here just absolutely amazed me. And that really is a true story. Woke history is the new norm in liberal universities. We're getting a bit of woke history over here. They're trying to rewrite our history. I mean, we had an incident in Bristol a year or so back where one of the very rich slave traders in Bristol, he contributed a lot to Bristol. He built schools and he built a university and lots of other things. A guy called Colston, and they've tried to wipe him off the map. That's the guy whose statue they put in the harbour, and they tried to wipe him off of history. And they tried to do the same with Churchill and a lot of other things. So there's a lot of woke rewriting of history they're attempting to do here, but I don't think it's that successful. Or I might be wrong. The statue issue, and yes, there have been some issues where people have tried here to get statues taken away. I know they've been very successful in America of getting statues removed, but they're not. They haven't worked that much here. I'm going to leave it to these two for a minute because I actually desperately need a wee, and I'm going to get myself a sandwich as well, and I'm going to do myself a cheese and pickle sandwich.
Oh yes, cheese sandwich.
Yeah.
For the win. Can you make sure that we can see it at all times on cam so that we can actually enjoy that cheese sandwich with you?
Well, I've got two types of cheese. I've got proper cheddar. Right, I've got proper cheddar. I can use, or I've got plastic cheese.
Oh, you don't want plastic cheese.
Actually, I'm going to do plastic cheese to make the Americans feel at home. I'm going to do plastic cheese. Yeah, I'm going to do plastic cheese. Right. I'll be back in about 5 minutes, so I'll leave that to you two, all right?
So I'm going to rewind very slightly we can carry on with this discussion, but I just wanted to read out. Best Pal said, I liked Margaret Thatcher. But I'm going to I'm going to say to that you didn't live through her, what she gave to us or what she took away.
Didn't you say earlier he was 22?
Yes.
So how would he know the hell that Margaret Thatcher put this country through?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Possibly, I'm going to throw it out to you, actually. Best pal, you like Margaret Thatcher. What do you know about her? How do you know what she did or didn't do for the country? Just out of interest. Where did you get your knowledge from? Was it from your parents? Was it from school? History at school? Because it was pretty tough times. A lot of people will say, yes, but she got us out of the 70s where there's everyone striking and stuff like this. Okay. And also the Falklands. Okay. But then she shut down almost all of our coal mines. She decimated the steel industry, which is why we import most of our stuff now and we're reliant on China. She privatised a lot of stuff, which is
now why you're paying so much for your bills. She sold off the electric and gas companies.
I'll just carry on reading what we were talking about the woke and everything. Did we miss anything? Oh, Best Pal says, I actually went to that Churchill protest where everyone surrounded Churchill to defend him. So that's what we missed. So the thing is, it's not so much changing history when people take down a statue. I think people need to know and learn more about where the money came from or how this guy made the money. Not just him, not Churchill. I'm talking about I can't remember, the one in Bristol. I can't remember the name of the guy.
Colston.
Yeah, thank you, Colston. So people need to, but basically, people were walking around the streets not knowing the history.
No, Pete. She will not sort us out. She'll drag us deeper into the mire. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So basically,
but my look on it, Tracy, is you cannot
go back to bed.
By erasing history, you cannot learn from history.
No. See, this is what I mean. I'm not talking about the erasing of history. What I'm talking about is people walking around the streets of Bristol not actually knowing where the guy got his money from to build all these streets and things, and it was built on slavery. Now we should have known this. It should.
Colston. I did say Colston.
It shouldn't be covered up. It shouldn't be covered up, and it should be taught. And the fact that it wasn't taught, and everyone was there's statues to the memory of this guy who owned loads of slaves and everything like that. So by the people ripping down the statue, okay, no, I don't want history changed. I just want it taught, and it brought it back to the forefront of people's minds so people actually knew and learned. Now, I wouldn't really want people to go around ripping statues down and things like this. It's just a statue. They're just a statue. But people need to learn and be taught why, where, how. We don't want to not recreate. We don't want to No, you know what I'm trying to say. Relive. We don't want to relive history.
Which is why I said you can't learn from history if you try to erase it.
I totally agree. And I wouldn't want it erased. And I think by them pulling down the statue, people learnt. But I wouldn't want it done everywhere.
What I think you should do is acknowledge it.
Yes.
And try and move on from it. But erasing it does nobody any good, because we'll end up repeating the same mistakes again, or somebody will, not necessarily us.
I absolutely agree.
There'll never be another British Empire, will there?
No, I absolutely agree, and I don't think that pulling down statues is going to be the thing. It needs to be. People need to learn. It can't be. Oh, look at this wonderful guy. He had lots of loyal supporters and the money came from that. No, we need to know how this happened, but we're not. This is some of the problem as well is that we're not taught, and we, you know, the history is out there for us to learn, but why are we going to learn it? We're just wandering around the streets called Colston Avenue and stuff like that. So I'm just saying that I think that the pulling down of the statue made people learn about Bristol's history and where that came from. But I wouldn't want to see that happen to every statue or every place or every place name or anything like that. I would just love there to be education.
Yeah, I mean, in history, you learn all about the kings and queens back to fucking 800 dot. Now, I'm of the opinion, yes, learn national history, but also set some time about for local history.
Yes.
In that, you know, in that fact that Colston will be taught about in the West Country. Yes. I mean, here in the East, we had Boudica, who they teach us all about. Well, she hadn't been fucking about since I don't know when. Yeah, you know.
I know.
But that's what they should do. Is they should set aside time in the history lessons to learn local history, and then people would appreciate what these guys. Although I think they moan about where the money came from to build these schools, and everything else. People moan, and I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. But just look at the good he did for his community. You know, so I get that.
Yeah. I totally agree that we should have local history taught in schools.
Yes.
That's where it should start. I remember being at school and I didn't learn anything about my local history at either of my schools. It was only, not even after I left school. I mean, it was probably when I got on the internet, 1996 onwards, that I started learning about my local history, because the things was, okay, we didn't have Facebook then, but when Facebook came about, I joined in about 2007, and then you have local history groups or groups where people would post pictures of where you live or where you used to live back in the past. And I started learning about these people.
I posted them for 1384.
You've been posting on them since 1384?
Yeah, I posted pictures of 1384, photographs at all.
Sorry, I laughed then because I thought you were saying you've been posting on them since 1384.
No. I posted photographs from 1384.
Yeah, photographs, no, pictures.
No photographs.
But
oh look, cheese and pickle. Cheese and pickle, buddy.
And cheese and pickle.
Oh, that's plastic ham, that ain't real ham.
Plastic ham, plastic cheese, but Branston pickle.
Oh, well, you got that bit right.
And anchor butter.
I got kicked out of school as well, best pal. So I left school at 15.
So it's only been since doing that you learn about the local history and the important people of history, and you know who, like if there was a local MP who had born round, you know, all that kind of stuff, and you start.
See, and you just brought another thing that peeves me. Local MP.
Yeah.
Now, I think any MP should be born in the constituency that they represent, not just parachuted in because that particular party has a chance of winning that seat, which is the way they do it at the moment. And I'm also a proponent for proportional representation.
Yeah, I am too as well.
Yeah, me free.
You know, but that'll never get in because the two fucking biggest parties will never allow it. They'll never allow us to have a vote on it.
No, unless it gets to the point where it benefits them.
But then again, you look at the Lib Dem Pact or whatever it fucking was, when the Conservatives fucking had a pact with the bloody Lib Dems. That didn't work. That was an unequal partnership, wasn't it?
That was so annoying, the way that the Lib Dems got into bed with them so quickly. I voted for the Lib Dems. Every now and then, I wasn't a Lib Demer, but every now and then I would throw a vote at them. And I haven't since they got into bed with the Conservatives, because it just showed how much that their morals and their standards didn't mean to them.
Anything for power, that's all they wanted. Anything for power.
They wanted power so much.
They have got no morals or scruples.
They wanted power.
Do you know what? When they first formed as the Social Democrats, was it SDP? With I forget what her name was now.
I can see her face.
But I actually supported them for a little while, you know, the SDP.
Yeah.
Because I thought this is something new, this is something exciting. No.
Yeah.
Sorry, no. It didn't work out that way, did it?
It's such a shame because I think that my leaning is very much more liberal or Lib Dems.
I'm in between. I'm in between the Conservatives and the Labour.
And that makes you more liberal. This is what I'm saying. It's more
exactly, but they're not.
Exactly, and that's what pisses me off because they should be that middle ground party, and they're not.
Yes, they're not.
And
I mean, let's face it, right? If Labour get in next time with a minority, a very small majority, Lib Dems will be jumping into bed with them. So they've got no morals, no scruples.
Yeah.
So let's have a bit of PR. I know it makes counting the votes a bit more difficult, but, you know, we have got computers now and shit like that. Surely they can work it out one way or the other.
Yeah.
That's... Let's move the voting lines to keep the numbers. Yeah, exactly. They do that here, lack of choices. They'll change what we call the constituency boundaries. Every time a party gets in, you watch, Conservatives move the boundaries. If Labour get in, they'll move the boundaries. They'll up and down the number of MPs just to suit themselves.
Alex says, I think we should have leadership by combat with the two finals having to fight for the seat to the death. That would make good TV. Man, how about a bit of Big Brother? Whoever's left in the Houses of Parliament at the end of everybody voting them out will be the winner. That would work for me. And at least you get a TV series out of it as well.
So I'm looking forward to a general election in the new year.
Yes.
That's my prediction.
Yes, I think with the death of the Queen may have changed things, you know, to try to get people a bit of stability back.
Well, don't say that, Tracy. You'll have all the conspiracy theorists coming out with the Queen was murdered, so we can have a general election.
Oh, don't! I saw a picture of Liz Truss shaking hands with King Charles, and the caption the person had written was something like, "Oh, careful now, Your Majesty," because, you know, she shook hands with the Queen and then the Queen died. Yeah. So. Your guy's question to the Prime Minister should be like Royal Rumbling wrestling match, that one should only be to first blood.
Yes. Yeah. Then have a cage fight with the Undertaker.
Good Lord, can you imagine Liz Truss in a cage fight?
What you're turning me on?
Yeah, stick her in with Rona Ramsey or whatever her name is.
Steve would like to see Nicola Sturgeon in a cage fight.
Oh God, yeah. Oh, the God. Oh, excuse me.
He'd like to be grappling. Oh dear.
No. Can you imagine her oiled up with you know, like sort of like a brown oil?
Oh, don't! You're exciting Steve when you say.
I know, his cheese sandwich would be raising on his lap. Oh dear.
I'm just reading the news because there has been other news, you know.
Fucking hell, really?
Yeah.
What's happening?
Ukraine's in the middle of a big counter-offensive, actually, and
yes,
they've taken
quite a lot of land. All day.
Hey, Miss Mouse.
Been going all day.
How are you doing tonight, Miss Mouse?
Hello, Mousy. We're talking about whatever you like. What would you like me to talk about? As long as it's not the length of my inside leg, because I ain't telling you.
Talk about anything except that.
Except that.
Now we know what that is.
Yeah.
You've just given away what that is. Oh, that's hilarious.
No, what I'm saying on the news is the Russians have... Ukraine has taken back quite a sizable bit from the Russians.
Yeah, I saw that they had done this, and in the areas on the news that I saw, in the areas that they'd managed to take back, even the Russians who live in those areas were crying with relief that the Ukrainians are coming.
I know it's not about you, Mousy. All I'm saying is we're here to answer your questions. So if you get anything you want to ask us, please feel free.
We have been talking about a bit of politics, but then Steve went and made a cheese sandwich.
Cheese.
With
plastic cheese, plastic Anne.
But real pickle.
Real pickle.
So,
yeah.
That
Policy B said nuke Putin. Unfortunately, as soon as somebody hits one button, that'll be it.
Mutually assured destruction is probably very much alive.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
If one hits the button, that'll be it. You just obliterate the planet.
How am I feeling? Yeah, I'm feeling okay. I had to eat because I was hungry. I get like that. Unfortunately, the steroids I'm on leave me in the condition that leaves me with an appetite like a horse. So I had to eat. 6 months ago, I wouldn't dream of eating at 10 to midnight, but I had to eat because I was hungry, which is annoying because since I've been on the steroids, I've put on over 12 kilos. But that all stops from next week, from Friday. What are we on? We're on Saturday at the moment. Yeah, we are Saturday. Yeah. From Friday of next week, my chemotherapy starts. The real hard stuff. So things will be all changed with me. And it's all happening next week. I've got to have my line fitted and have all my bloods taken and everything else. So, but I'm feeling all right today. Apprehensive. I'm feeling apprehensive, I must admit. Because this chemotherapy that I'm having is not going to be very gentle with me, which, as you probably know, is why I've shaved my head in advance. And Alex, I know what you're going to say, but all right, okay, I know what you're going to say, but right, so yeah, it's yeah. Thank you for asking. Anyway, right, sorry, carry on, people.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Miss Mouse says, Misty, you were looking good on stream. I just got 120 milligrams of prednisone. Last jolt was 10 days ago. Stay strong, young man.
It's prednisolone that I'm on.
Yeah, here. Wait. He's going to show you now. There you go. What we're going to do is try as much as we can as a group to stream as much as normally as possible. I mean, there will be days, there might be days, there might not be days that Steve's feeling ultra tired or whatever, and it might just be me and Mickey. But any changes to the schedule, Steve will update on the channel page. So we'll keep you absolutely updated and informed as to what's going on. Steve's been really open and honest about his cancer and his treatments and everything so far. So that's not going to change. So
I know. Alex told me this is what I shaved my head with. I know Alex told me not to buy one of these, but I did because I happened to have an old filly shave, and I gave it a try, and I thought, yeah, I like that, and I've shaved with this type of razor for many years, so I'm quite good with them. And yeah, this really does the trick. And it really gives a nice shave. Quite good actually. It does give a nice shave, so I'm quite happy with that. So that will be my.
That looks like something that should be in the bedroom rather than the bathroom.
Oh no, yeah, I know, but yeah, there you go. So that's actually
Miss Mouse.
It's actually quite a good shaver, Mickey. For when you go ahead, I'm not like you. See, I'm not trying to hold. I'm not vain. I'm not doing a comb over like you.
Yeah.
I think he's talking to me.
Oh. Yeah.
Because we all know that you don't go out in the rain because what happens? There's a Hamlet cigar advert.
Exactly that. Yeah. Rabbit Nesbitt.
Thank you, Miss Mouse, for your inquiry. It's very nice of you to very nice of you to think. But Friday next week is the big date, so you'll have to watch the stream on Friday night. If it goes,
is that when you get your pick fitted?
No, I'll get my pick fitted on Thursday.
On Thursday, ready for Friday.
Ready for Friday.
Yeah.
If the chemo goes like it did last time, the PICC line has to go in. Without the PICC line, it would be 10 times worse. So I get my PICC line. I've had a PICC line before, so it's not a problem. What I was about to say is, if the chemo goes like it has done, this will be my fourth lot of chemo. If it goes like it has done the other times, I'll be like this on Friday night. I'll be perfectly fine. But the only difference between this chemo and other chemos that I've been on, this is called R-CHOP. I'll type it in the chat so you can Google it. It is the worst one. It is the most chemo. It's the most cytotoxic. It's the real poison. It's the real deal. It's the one that will make you lose your hair. It's the one that does make you violently sick. So I'm sure I'll be okay. I'm sure I'll be like this on Friday, but I've just put things in place just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, that was my not concern, but it's just like it's always good to be prepared because it might knock you for 6 and you'll be knackered, or you might be absolutely fine. And so it's just having things in place, being prepared, so that it's not last minute, so that you're not going, yeah, I'm fine, and then hang on a minute, we can't, So all's good.
Is that a me also, as in you've got cancer as well, Miss Mass? Just out of curiosity. You seem to understand what I'm going through. Oh. I'll be streaming with my PICC line in on Thursday. I'll show you all my PICC. Well, you won't see my PICC line. You won't see the PICC line because when it's not actually being used, it's covered up with a dressing. I'll show you the dressing.
Oh, yeah, lack of choices says, or you might get the first dose and become a superhero, and Mickey can yell diabolical at you. But that's what happens normally, so.
Yeah. Have you been watching The Boys as well then, lack of choices?
Why does it keep doing that? Sorry, my radiator keeps appearing.
Your what?
My radiator keeps randomly appearing to the side of me, and I don't know why. I think it's because I do that, and then it catches.
I think
we got the new.
I think it's the way. I think it's the way light. I think it's the way light goes.
Yeah, it probably.
You really need to. You really need to be. You really need to be lit. Hello again, best pal. How you doing? You didn't.
I am lit, but what I think I need to do is paint the radiator green screen green so that it stays out of sight.
You hang a green jump. If you've got a green jump or anything green, hang it over it.
I haven't, but Andrew has got an actual green screen, so okay. I may well utilise that at some point.
Miss Mash, you didn't answer my question. Do you have a cancer? I haven't injected myself. Shit. I just realised I haven't. I'll be back in a minute. Sorry.
It's only just midnight. It's all right. You're not going to turn into a pumpkin. Well, actually, no, you already are because look, the orange. So.
Exactly.
Best pal says, I'm just debating how I tell my wife that we are getting a new dog tomorrow. You turn up with the dog. She's not going to say no, is she? Lack choices. I'm an oldie graphic novel addict. Oh, I think I know what you mean.
My son's really into them.
But are we talking about you're into? Sorry, Mickey, Alex, are you saying that you're into the older graphic novels, or are you old as in age, but you like the new graphic novels, or both? Sorry, go on, Mickey. My son's into them.
No, I'm just saying that my son's into graphic novels.
Oh, Miss Mouse says, I am 5 times cancer hit. 3 times of those skin. Cancer hit. You're not going to turn into a pumpkin now.
No. that was actually a blood thinner that I took. Something called Enixapar in sodium, or the brand name is Clexane. I have to take that because of some of the other tablets I'm on thicken my blood. Yeah, 5 times cancer hit. Jesus, that's a 3 times skin. Cancer sinks. Yes, it does. Especially my one because it's completely incurable. It's just yeah. But,
no. Jane Fonda said you should be lucky to have that one.
Yeah. Jane Fonda can go fuck herself.
Because 80% of people recover from it.
No, they don't. 80% of people will live 10 years. 5% of people will live 20 years. She forgets that little figure.
Miss Mouse says, I love you, Woody.
I love me too, so that's two of us.
Oh dear. Yeah, you can expect nothing else, can you? Nothing less.
Yeah. In fact, can you all leave now so I can make love?
What, with your right hand?
Or left hand, I sometimes like to change.
Well, yeah.
But when you're as sexy as me, you want to make love to yourself, don't you?
I'll tell you what, mate. You want to sit on your hand till it goes numb, and then you think somebody else is doing it for you. Just a little tip for
Have
next
you
time.
actually tried it with a numb hand?
No,
No, try it.
no.
You can't feel the grip. You end up strangling it. No, I'm not gonna have a tuckly rub on screen. Don't be stupid, Best. I'm just humouring Mickey because he likes to say sort of things. Ow, my ow. What I will do is show you one of the downsides of cancer, right? As you know, I have to take a blood thinner every day, and I have to inject myself in my stomach. If you've got a faint disposition, look away.
Look away,
Oh, look, it's
Dixie
making you out
Van.
though. You go, oh, my bum hurts now. Oh, I didn't know that was going to cringe so hard.
There you go.
It's on my Twitch screen. Oh.
Why would it make your bum hurt?
Yeah, well, would that make your bum hurt?
You know when you cringe, and
Yes.
then if you have a big cringe, it kind of like, yeah. That I don't know. Maybe it's a girl thing.
Yeah. Lots of things make your bum hurt. Have you noticed, Mickey?
Puckered, what you mean is you puckered so hard that...
I
Got an
ingested
eight.
the chair. Yeah.
Yeah.
So your arsehole was going 9 bob 3 bit, 9 bob 3 bit, was it?
Yeah, it was. Oh my god! Can I just have a very quick team count? Do we allow that word into our? Can you see
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, it's on the boys, so we'll allow it. Yeah, we'll allow one. It's on the boys.
Yeah, but but it actually means that goes into our allowed word dictionary.
What do you reckon, Mickey?
I've already allowed it.
There you go. See. So did you all like my collection of bruises?
My bum did.
Yeah.
That's just from.
They look like fucking birds.
That's injecting myself.
Did you now? Did you notice? Talking about bruises, the back of the Queen's hand.
Both of her hands. And did you see the picture I posted on my Facebook, Mickey?
Yes, I saw.
What? Where you could see actually the line. She had a line, didn't she?
She had a button. She had an emergency call button.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, on the table. Yeah.
Bet she had one in her handbag as well. Bet you.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think she's been under. We're going back to her again now. Why do we keep returning to that? I don't know. But yeah, I think she's been under the quacks for quite some time.
Yeah.
Because looking at the back of the hands was very much like my mother-in-law's.
She's definitely had a cannula in there.
Yeah.
Another downside of cancer is I have to take that as well. Don't know if you can see what it is, can you?
It looks like better.
To see a brown bottle.
Morphine.
Yep, morphine.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to have a cigarette, Steve.
Okay. When you come back, you can bitch with Best there. I call him Best because I really can't pronounce his name. But you can bitch there with the cost of tobacco and cigarettes, Mickey. Because I don't smoke and Tracy doesn't smoke, so. Oh right, okay. Mickey, I know you can't hear Mickey, but he just said it don't cost him nothing because the wife pays.
Yeah, he's a man of leisure now, isn't he?
Trust me, Mickey, you pay on so many different levels.
Wow, ball gag. We know about the ball gag, so.
Yeah. No, I don't. So that will be absolutely ridiculous. That will be absolutely ridiculous. Having cancer and smoking, wouldn't it? I mean, that would be the most stupid thing on the planet. In fact. Oh, sorry, Miss Mouse. I didn't mean to I didn't mean to. Oops, I've just upset Miss Mouse. But I mean, in some cases in this country, consultants are refusing to treat people with some cancers if they smoke. On the NHS, you can, under certain circumstances, get free dental implants. They won't give them to anyone that smokes. You've got to give up smoking for a year before you can even be considered for a dental implant, and they will not do lung transplants for anybody that smokes. So
sorry, I was going to say I'm not surprised regarding the dental implants, because that is something that contributes. If you've got gum disease or periodontal disease, that is one thing that will speed that up. You know, you'll lose your teeth more quickly, you'll lose bone in your jaw more quickly, because of the smoking. And yeah, my mum was a heavy smoker most of her life and had to have all of her teeth removed because of the periodontal disease. So,
well,
sorry,
I'm not a smoker, but I've had most of my teeth. Look, I can do this now. I haven't got my false teeth in. They're soaking. They're dirty. They're soaking. I've lost most of my teeth, but that's not through periodontal disease. That's through chemotherapy and cancer treatment. What I don't agree with is these 11 and 12-year-olds with these fucking vape pens. That is ridiculous. That I agree with. Is actually ridiculous. When I say I don't smoke, the best, I'm just going to work it out. For 46 years, I was a very heavy smoker. And up until January 2019, I was smoking 50 a day. So I was an extremely heavy smoker. And I also, when I gave up smoking, January the 19th was the last day I smoked. I did try vaping for a little while, only a couple of weeks, but I stopped that. I gave that up as well. So I can relate to smokers, but I agree with you that I think we've gone too far with vaping. Vaping is vaping is obviously a good substitute for smoking. If you're a smoker, you're going to get a lot healthier by switching to a vape. Yeah. If you're not a smoker, switching onto a vape strikes me as a bit of craziness, doesn't it, you, Tracy?
Yeah. But then again, you've got people, kids, teenagers are always going to try to do stuff like this, and it's better that they vape than smoke. But however, I'd rather they didn't do either.
Yeah.
You know, also the other thing that gets me about the vaping, I never vaped. I was a smoker. I have to get it out there because, you know, I'm a non-smoker now, but I was a smoker for 20 years. I wasn't a particularly heavy smoker. But I gave up in 2006, and I never vaped. I used nicotine lozenges, but not all the time. I went cold turkey. I only used the lozenges when I was having a drink because that was the worst time. And then slowly I weaned off of those and went on to sucking polo mints and things like this. Anyway, what gets me about the vaping thing is, right, when you smoke a cigarette, you go like this. You suck some into your mouth and then you breathe it in. But vaping, you breathe it in straight away. You're like that. You don't do that with cigarettes. So I don't understand how.
Yes and no, you're correct. There's two ways. Some people vape directly into the lungs. Other people vape like having a cigarette. So you're sort of half right. Carry on.
Yeah, no, just every time I've seen people vaping, they're literally like that, like it's an inhaler.
Taking it straight down into their lungs. Yeah.
And I did. You know when you're a smoker and you accidentally do that with a cigarette.
Yeah, sorry, I'm actually taking my medication while we're talking.
There we go. He's got his. So exactly. When you're a smoker and you accidentally forget to do it in your mouth first, and you inhale at the same time as sucking it into your mouth, and all of a sudden you're choking because you get this massive hit of smoke that hasn't been filtered or calmed down, and it's like sucking a bonfire. So that's what I've always thought about the vaping thing, is that it may well be better for you, but you're getting a full-on hit of it. And vape's worse because I don't know what the Chinese factories are throwing in them. That's a good point, actually. Yeah. Says, I disagree. Vaping does not help you stop smoking nicotine. I don't know though. It depends on who you are. Right, vaping still has the nicotine in it, but it doesn't have the 600 plus other chemicals, plus smoke and everything and tar and everything like this. So it doesn't help you stop smoking nicotine, but it helps you get off of the one that's worse for you. And then slowly from that you can take it down the levels, so you can however many milligrams of nicotine, and then come down to it, and then you can eventually end up with, still you've got the habit of vaping, but you're just inhaling steam and no chemicals or nicotine or anything like that.
I have a vape.
So do I.
Yeah.
What's that,
Do you
Nicky?
both still vape?
No, I don't
Right.
touch it. No.
No, because it gave me a chest infection.
Oh,
So I gave up the vape, went back to the fags. I did put it online there on in the chat.
oh, okay. Oh, okay. I've missed that. Sorry,
I didn't get on with the gum. Alex, it tasted vile. It tasted like chewing on an old fag butt. So I gave that up.
I see. I worked it out. You said smoking clinic advised me to vape, but it gave me a chest infection, so I took up the *** again. Fags. It's blanked out fags.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
It hasn't on my screen, but
wank. Oh dear. Vaping helps to break habits. Yeah, that's what I think. I've known a couple of people who have managed to break the smoking habit by vaping, and I think that if they'd been vaping around when I was trying to give up over the years, I think I'd have turned to vaping, and I think it would have helped. But
I'll tell you what the best way to give up smoking is. When you're laying
don't put one in your mouth.
Eh?
Don't put one in your mouth. That's the best way to stop smoking.
When you're not the nicotine goes in it. When you're laying in a hospital bed, when you've got drips in both arms, and you're on oxygen, and you are really fighting for every breath, and the consultant comes in and says, "Look, I've got to tell you, if you smoke as much as another cigarette any time for the rest of your life, it will kill you." You give up smoking. I know, because that's how I did it.
Yeah, that's sort of how my dad gave up. My dad was like on 100 plus a day. It was 1 out and 1 in, 1 out and 1 in. And he had something similar. I don't think he ended up in hospital.
That sounds like a nun in a carrot patch.
1 in, 1 out. Yeah, there you go.
I used to use candles, but I got fed up with the same old thing, wick in and wick out.
Oh dear. Yeah, 100 plus. Yeah, he really was a heavy smoker. But he developed COPD and basically was having, I mean, literally moving from the chair to the toilet, his chair to the toilet, and he was fighting for breath. And the doctor said, "You will be dead. You'll be dead in 6 months if you carry on like this." And he stopped smoking. So, attack? What is that? A zombie attack? Do you know what? That looks like me first thing in the morning. It's got breasts.
Well, when the consultant said that to me, Miss Mouse, I tended to believe him. So I haven't smoked since January the 19th. January the 19th, 2019 was the last day that I smoked. I have not touched a cigarette since then. And when I just vaped, then I didn't inhale anything. It was just in my mouth. But you can't really see that because I've got 2 powerful fans blowing on me to keep me cool because I'm suffering with excessive sweating. Another one of my cancer.
Alex said up there they should have people blowing themselves up because they smoke are on CO.
Oh yeah,
on O2.
Yeah, they're idiots. Yeah, well, that's
Yeah,
Darwinism. That's Darwinism at its very best, isn't it, Ricky?
Yeah,
that's exactly what should be happening.
Where my wife works, there's a guy there that goes in. He's got an oxygen cylinder attached to his wheelchair, and he'll sit there and he'll order his cappuccino or whatever, take the oxygen out, and have a bloody roll up.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Those are the people. Those are the people that deserve it. You know, you can't.
Yeah, I mean, no, I think as you know, I've got COPD. If it got to the stage where I'd have to use oxygen, I think then yes, I'd stop that day. I've been told I need to stop, otherwise I will end up on oxygen. But yeah, me being me, you know,
I've actually got oxygen. I've actually got oxygen here. I've got an oxygen concentrator upstairs, Mickey, and I've got my thingy down there, which you can't see. But yes,
But he has them things up his nose, like the tubes.
yeah.
Up his,
Cannulas, they're called.
he'll come in and he'll pull them out of his nose
and have a cigarette. Yeah.
and sit there and have a roller.
Well, it worked for me. Okay? It worked for me.
Yeah.
I haven't smoked since, and I wish I could. I wish I could have done it earlier, but but it worked for me, and I haven't smoked a single cigarette since that day. And like I say, that vape that I just pulled down off the shelf, I'm surprised the battery's still got a charge in it. It's been so long since I used it, but I didn't inhale any of it. I just sucked it into my mouth, and it just tasted absolutely bad. So, okay, it tasted absolutely bad. So I stopped. Still got that horrible taste in my mouth. Still got that horrible taste. Oh, a friend of mine's just lost his mother, which means that their grief is going to get lost in the nation's grief, Charles. So, yeah. When I gave up smoking, the day I gave up smoking was also the day that I gave up that weed as well, and I'm glad I did that. That was doing my head in. Oh, that's a shame. A friend of my mother's has just died, and their grief is going to get lost in the grief around Charles. So.
I don't know what they're doing in your area, but tomorrow at 1 o'clock here, around the War Memorial, they're going to have an announcement of King Charles being
a proclamation. I think we've got the same happening tomorrow.
Yeah. No, I think a lot of places are doing that.
It's.
I don't want to say crass, but I shan't be going to that. I mean, I've seen it. I don't know how many million times on the TV today. Every time you seem to turn the TV on, that's what's on.
Yeah, it's something to do with it being declared to all four corners of the nation or something.
Yeah.
I quite like it in the sense that it is still the old tradition, because it would have had to have been verbal before, because there was.
Well, yeah, you've got to realise back in the day it would probably take months, or perhaps a year, for the whole country to know that they'd actually got a new king, queen, whatever, because it would all be done via horseback and town criers.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So I quite like that it's being that the old tradition.
You've just described Suffolk, modern day Suffolk, haven't you?
I have. Yeah. Well, don't you have town criers?
We have transport. We have cars. I'll explain to you what a car is later, Mickey. I haven't got time tonight.
And mobile phones.
Yeah, I'll explain all that to you, Mickey. I haven't got time tonight.
No. Okay. They think I'm some country hick.
Oh dear.
We just think
mobile phone.
We just think.
Best Pal says there's a clap on Monday here. Yeah, I'd heard that somebody had arranged a clap, and I've also seen the memes going around about how it was really what's the word? It was completely misspelt, really badly spelt. So I don't know what's happening.
Clap.
Clap.
The clap.
You know,
badly
like clapping
spelt.
for the Queen. Clapping for the.
I thought you said it was badly spelt. The clap.
Oh no, the meme, the
sorry.
The original message that was going around we just had lots of spelling errors in it, and grammatical errors and gonorrhea. Yes, well, clap's easier to say.
You're wibbling again. That's Mickey, isn't it? He's put you off.
No, I've stopped talking now.
Yeah, Mickey, your turn. Talk.
He was talking about gonorrhea. He wanted to share his gonorrhea with us.
No, you were on about they spelt clap wrong. I said, what, gonorrhea?
Who's got the clap? Beth Bell says, who's got the clap?
That's what they say when you get syphilis, isn't it? Oh, you've got syphilis, mate. Oh, fuck, I'm a gonorrhea.
Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah, Mickey got the clap, yeah. Mickey's got the clap. That's the rumour tonight, yeah. Mickey's got the clap, yeah. Mickey's got the clap.
That's all them fags I keep having.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Mickey has got the clap from being lucky.
Wiki Mickey has got the clap from tossing fags out of the window.
Diabolical.
Exactly that. Yeah.
Absolutely diabolical. Who did he catch you from? Me.
Oh.
Ah.
I caught it from Steve.
Yeah. Yes, you did. Yeah.
I want to know. Best Pal says I nearly got the clap once. I want to know how you nearly get a VD, an STD. How do you nearly get it? You kind of like you realise that the other person's got the STD before you actually get on in there. Basically, this girl started flirting with me. She tried to take me to bed, and my mate was like, "She got the clap." I ran for my life. Yeah, but that's just dirty rumours between friends. I mean, when I was at school and none of us had sex, we were all either to each other. We were all either lesbians or we had crabs, or what was the other ones? Thrush. You know, just like that's what you get. It's just rumours.
I've had thrush, but that was from antibiotics, believe it or not, from penicillin.
Yes, I can well believe it. I
get thrush every time. I've got permanent caniston here on prescription because when I go on to doxycycline, I get thrush straight away.
Yeah. All of us apparently, Mark.
All of us. When I have penicillin, it gives me thrush.
And when I have doxycycline, it gives me thrush. In fact, I've just got over an infection. I had thrush when we went out for a beer. That'll cheer him up, won't it? That'll cheer him up.
Apparently, if you stick your bell end in the pint of beer, you know, that'll kill it.
No, it'd feed the yeast, so it might actually make it worse.
All right.
I used to suffer terribly with it when I was younger, and I kept having to go to the doctors and getting the creams and the pessaries, and you can actually take a oral one. I was going to say verbal, that's not right. And eventually I managed to whittle it down to what it was. And it was things like I can't have bubble bath in my bath. I can't use any type of soap in the area. I've got to obviously make sure that like I can't use highly perfumed scented washing powder and things on underwear. So it was all things like that I just sort of, you know, you rule them out slowly. And also dietary as well. You've got to just be careful of what you're eating that could, like extra sugars and things that make the bad bacteria go a bit nuts. So where are we? Mickey, Mickey, have you actually had the clap?
No.
He has now.
No.
I haven't either. Sorry, I saw something way back, lack of choices. So rewinding right back up there before Mad Mark came in and our audio didn't go. My favourite one is the girl who tried to explain she was kind of pregnant. Yeah. We've all had friends like that. I'm sort of pregnant. I'm kind of pregnant.
Pregnant's binary, isn't it?
Yeah.
My wife's sister reckoned she didn't realise she was pregnant until she gave birth.
Oh my God.
Right. If you're not awake by 2 o'clock, what time do you want to wake you up?
How can you go?
You'll have visitors.
I've got to cook.
Yaki da!
Mickey said yaki da like he has no idea. Yeah, she said fuck you back.
A friend stopped talking about helping. Mad Mark, I wondered why I was itchy. What, you've been catching it off of Mickey?
The only way he would have caught it off of me is if he'd have had his hand down my crutch and my, you know that false skin, Mickey, between the top of your leg and your groin.
Yeah.
That bit there. If he'd have had his hand down my crutch playing with that, he could have caught it.
Might have been swapping shorts or something.
No,
we don't know what they got up to, Tracy, because they turned the
40 years old and he turned up in an Adidas training suit.
Didn't they? They pretended the stream didn't work and turned the camera off so we couldn't see what they were up to.
Oh dear, the stream's not working. Let's share some thrush.
Yeah. Oh shit. Busted.
Nowadays kids can't decide what gender. You're absolutely right.
Mark says I'm checking for change.
Well, I've got the pleasure of Asda tomorrow as she got dragging me around Norwich today.
Why didn't you go to Asda when you were in Norwich today?
because it's 30 miles away, and my bloody frozen stuff would be melted,
Oh,
wouldn't
no,
it?
yeah,
by the
good
time I
point.
got
You
home?
have a point there.
It's only 30 miles, you know, but it takes us about an hour
Yeah,
because the roads round here are shit.
yeah.
Steve will tell you, he's been round here. The roads round here are absolute shit. One from Ipswich to here, where I live, is about 45 miles. There's no dual carriageway. The nearest motorway to me is at Cambridge, which is about 80 miles away.
Yeah.
So,
I've never I've never driven. I don't drive anyway, but I've never been in a car being driven around anywhere in East Anglia.
That's not Acle New Road, is it, Mickey?
what, the Acle Strait?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that straight, unless you've got traffic on it.
Yeah, that's not bad. Best pal said he's going to pick a dog up and probably some flowers. I'd advise you pick the dog up and a crash helmet yourself.
Or a cricketer's box.
Yeah, because, I mean, you haven't told the wife, so, yeah.
Talking of warm and moist.
He should be
Jesus,
so
I've got
lucky
two-
he's going to get a mouthful for adopting a dog. Oh, you lucky man. Oh, dear.
You can only dream of that. Oh.
Oh, it's a pain in the ass it is, Alex, driving around here. An hour to do 30 miles. Absolutely ridiculous. Fucking diabolical.
Yay!
I'm a Villa fan for my sins. As it was my local team where I was born and dragged up. So I'm a Villa fan. So Steve, I think Steve do West Ham, same colours, wrong team, like, you know.
Woo! No, if only that was happening because we'd had like 100 subscribers come in today. That would be lovely.
Money. No,
It would be lovely.
that's ideal. I mean, you can actually, I mean, my phone, because I have got a mobile phone, despite what these two wankers say, I have got a phone, and I can link it by Bluetooth to my Mercedes car that I drive, because we do have cars around here, and I can listen to audiobooks via my phone. Thank you.
I went to buy a car. I went to buy a car from a bloke in Lowestoft once. And I got up there and I said, I looked at the car and I said, I'm not buying that. He said, why not? And I said, it's got no fucking floor in it. And he said, yeah, but I only use it for running about in.
Oh.
If you have a look at the logbook, Fred Flintstone was the last owner.
Grown. Mark, that's it, Mark. Yes, that's who I was thinking of. Looks like the man from Del Monte. He's a yes. And Best Pal says he looks like some bloke who delivers the papers.
Or stands in one of them booths outside the station.
Papers.
Have you not seen Paperboys lately, Mickey? They're really old.
You're not really
Oh,
old. You're 17. It was just a hard paper round.
All the Paperboys around here are pensioners because they get 25 quid tax free.
Well, they are, yeah, but they started in 1938.
I look at them and think, fuck me, it's a long round if you're that old.
Exactly. A cricket referee, they're called umpires, Alex. Umpire. Huh? Fucking cricket referee. What do these Yanks know, eh? Huh?
Oh dear. Okay, just that was your best Robert Englund look there.
Yeah.
Well, a cricket referee. What's he run around in black shorts with a whistle around his fucking neck?
Can you imagine it? Can you imagine the speed that cricket goes at normally?
Oh, well, yeah, I know the speed cricket. It goes at that speed, doesn't it?
Exactly, but can you imagine if the umpire was actually a cricket referee running around in black shorts with a whistle? So everyone else is like dozing off, and there's this mad referee. Beep!
Actually, Best Pal, a lot of our regular contributors are Americans, and I think they're absolutely fucking great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alex is American. Alex is good people. Alex is
Hawaiian. He's half Samoan, I
Yeah.
think it is. So be careful, because he'll be getting his old tattoos done, and he'll be coming out at you.
He'll hacker you.
That's it.
Is that what it is, Mickey? It's a hacker, isn't it?
Yes. I hacker you to bits.
Yeah. And
No, I think the
he'll
Samoans
get
do
his
the hacker
genitals
the same.
tattooed and show them to you.
I think the Aboriginals do the hacker, don't they? And I also think, or is it New Zealand? Maoris. But I think also the Samoans do it as well.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure
what
that
the
Alex
Samoans
will
do
correct.
is they get their genitals tattooed and show it to you.
Oh, right. Great.
Which is supposed to be intimidating, isn't it?
No, they just want to show you their cock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I've got a tattoo on mine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I have.
doesn't it say Woolworths?
Yeah, exactly. It says, well, at the minute it says wow, but when it gets hard, it says Woolworths.
Oh my word!
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming. I also
You've been watching my camera again.
I also know what's coming with the best, right? I know exactly what's coming next with the best. But come on, Best. Why do people in New York shout at you?
Yeah, for no reason.
Ask Alex. He's off Samoa. He's had it done. Why do you think people shout at you in New York for no reason?
I think they shout at everybody in New York, don't they? I mean, I've never been to America, so I wouldn't know.
Oh, whenever I've gone to New York, Mickey, I've ended up with a sore neck. And one of the things in New York, no, seriously, one of the things in New York, I say, you can always tell who in New York is from England, right? Because we walk around the streets like that all the time.
Because they're tall and we're short.
No, they're buildings.
The buildings, yeah. Yeah.
You're constantly looking up.
The tattoo on our pecker says, "Welcome to the island, have a nice day."
Yeah. There you go.
Especially the women. I'm sure they've got a live cam in Times Square, haven't they? That you can actually watch a live cam.
There's lots of live cams everywhere now. I mean, if you want, you can watch Hastings Pier on live cam now.
Oh, but that's fucking exciting. Just as exciting as New York, really.
It's not too bad. It gets exciting when there's a bit of a traffic jam.
Oh, I'm gonna hit the bed here, with this sandwich. Oh. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna start.
Your turn, Mickey.
What?
That's it. Punch Mickey in the head. Go on, punch him in the head. See if we go. There you go.
I was lying.
Oh, the other way.
Look.
The other way.
Mickey, put your head back. Look.
I'll headbutt you. Ding. The Glasgow kiss.
I can't do it quick enough. That's the best.
You've said that before.
I have actually. That's the best part of my retirement. I'm literally catching up on all my old shows and watching new ones. I got BritBox and watched the original Doctor Who. Which one though? Which Doctor? Which Doctor?
Which Doctor? There's been 13 of them.
Something like that,
William
yeah.
Hartnell.
And the original Doctor Who could be all the way back to the first
Original Doctor Who was William Hartnell, but he's dead now.
Yeah, William Hartnell. I used to watch a nice hide behind the settee when the Cybermen came on.
It was William Hartnell.
The Cybermen scared the shit out of me.
Who was the one after William Hartnell? I remember him used to wear plaid Scottish trousers, didn't he?
I can
Black
see
hair.
his face.
Was it John Pertwee?
No, John Pertwee was a Gummidge. Between John Pertwee and William Hartnell, he wore Scottish
I know what you mean.
trousers.
I can't remember.
And his son went into acting as well. I'm going to wiki.
No, that's John Pertwee you're talking about.
No. There was the one in the middle. I think also had a son. Are we all googling now?
I am.
Yeah.
I am because
Dr. Patrick Troughton.
that's him. Yeah, Patrick Troughton.
Yes.
Yeah. Patrick Troughton.
He did indeed have a son who was in the Bastard with Rick Mail. What was his? There we go. Is it Michael Troughton? I think it might have been Michael Troughton.
Patrick Troughton was my Doctor Who.
Yes.
He was the first one that I remember. Mickey will probably remember William Hartnell, don't you, Mickey?
I do remember. I remember William Hartnell. He's an old guy with long white hair.
Yep, that's it.
And he actually had the original old blue police box, and I think it was in the back streets of London somewhere. Yeah, when he first started, and I can't remember. He had a girl as his sidekick, and I can't remember what was name, Zoe or something.
Oh, that rings a bell, yeah.
I can't remember what her name was.
Out of all of them, I've got to say my favourite was Christopher Eccleston. The modern Doctor Who, 'cause I like Christopher Eccleston.
Oh, the TARDIS, best pal. Police box. The TARDIS is the police box. It was when the show first started, there would have been what looked like TARDISes in. I don't know if it was just London, but it might have been.
No, all around the country.
All
we
around
had,
the country, and it was basically how you could get a policeman.
I'm just saying my good night. Good night to anybody else that's listening and watching. That's good night from me. So over to you guys.
Good night.
Good night from me too. Because
See you
I shall be
Sorry.
offshore.
Go on.
Right.
See you on Monday.